Hey guys, Brian from Phone Arena here, and as you can see I am wearing Pebble, the e-paper smartwatch that became a Kickstarter phenomenon and has really captivated us in the tech world here for almost a year at this point. Now, Pebble was introduced almost a year ago like we mentioned and was quickly able to raise over $10 million in Kickstarter funding, but some shipping delays led to some customer complaints and issues, but as you can see it is finally here, it is on our wrist. And so far we are really liking it. One of the things about Pebble is that it doesn't really stand out. As you can see, it's pretty inconspicuous on our wrist here. It's a little long, it's a little thick, but for the most part it looks like a normal watch. Unless you're really looking at it, most people won't even notice that you're wearing something special. But one of the features of Pebble, of course, is the ability to get things on your watch. And as you can see here, we have different notifications that we can send. So all of a sudden there is an email that we can scroll through, or we can get text messages or phone calls. So Pebble gives you the ability to kind of screen your stuff and decide whether it's important or not. Now, like we mentioned, the design of Pebble is very simple. On the left hand side here you're going to have a menu button as well as pogo pins for charging, and then on the right you have 3 more buttons, an up and down for scrolling, and a select button in the middle. Taking a quick look at the interface, you can see we have different watches faces that we can apply. There's a music app for controlling our music over Bluetooth, and we can set an alarm, and that's pretty much it right now. So pretty straightforward, but at the same time that's part of what makes Pebble so great, is that it is so simple. Like we mentioned, the pogo pins, this is just a USB cable and it snaps on there. It's magnetic, so it's really easy to put on, take off, and that charge will last about 5 to 7 days according to Pebble. And our usage, we were able to make it last for 5 full days. It died overnight on the 5th day, so not really too unrealistic to be able to charge it every 3 to 4 days and not have to worry about battery life. As you'll see, there is no battery icon, although if it does start to get low up in the top right here, it will show up. It gave us about a day after that showed up before it fully died. So just a heads up, once you see that icon, you probably want to set it on the next, charge it that night, and you should be have no problems. We'll set a different watch face here. Now, like we showed you, you can get different notifications. Out of the box, you have email, SMS, and phone call alerts, as well as Google Talk, Google Voice, and calendar reminders. It does not support MMS, which is a bit of a bummer because that's how group text works. So, of course, you're not going to be viewing pictures on here, but it would be nice to get alerts for that. So let's just send a quick alert here. You can see we can scroll through it, and we've got an email. Just hit the middle button to go back to our watch face, or we can have a phone call coming in. All you need to do is hit the X if you want to ignore it, or of course pull out your phone and answer it if you want it. Now, while this is ringing or notifying us, it does have a little vibrate motor in here. So we get the little vibrate on our wrist. It is a little bit discerning. The very first couple times you get that, but you get used to it real quick, and it's kind of nice because you don't always feel the vibrate on your phone, but you definitely feel the vibrating on your wrist. One of the things we did run into, and other people have pointed out, is that if you get multiple alerts, so there's an email, there's a text, you have no idea or no way to go back and read that email that you missed, so you have to pull out your phone for that. It is something that the Pebble team is working on, and they've acknowledged that problem. Let's take a quick look at the app here. So there are sample notifications we were sending. Out of the box, it is very simple. You have your Pebble and it's connected, and that's pretty much it. Right now, the only apps you can install are watch apps. So we have our Big Time installed. There are more we could install if we wanted. So you simply select it, it's updating it, sending it to your Pebble. So really simple. The settings menu, equally as simple, not much to talk about here. So one of the things that we did notice though is, and we kind of touched on, there's not a lot of support otherwise. So on the Android front you have Pebble Notifier, which is one of many apps, and these are all of my apps installed on my phone. As you can see, I have Score Center set to send an alert, so now every time I get a sports score, it's going to go to my wrist, which is really nice. Pebble kind of comes alive with alerts like these, where I don't have to worry about replying, because of course I can't reply to a text message. I can only view it. So if I want to take any action, I got to pull my phone out anyway. However, a sports score or maybe a phone call that I don't really care about, I can quickly ignore from my wrist. Don't have to pull my phone out, don't have to do anything, and it's just right there. So Pebble's not quite perfect right now. There does definitely need to be more app support. They are working with Runkeeper on a running app. They're working with FreeCaddy on a golf rangefinder app. So as you start to see more apps pour in, the usefulness of Pebble is going to be really nice. At this moment, Pebble is going to be setting you back $150 if you didn't already back it through the Kickstarter campaign. And you're probably looking at a couple month delay before you're getting it. So by the time you'd actually get Pebble, there's probably going to be a lot more software available for it. Right now, it's definitely not a must-buy, but if you're kind of on the bleeding edge of things, I would highly recommend Pebble. It's a really cool device. We've enjoyed our time with it, and we really look forward to see what the future has.